Joining me now, a man of great intelligence who has developed a lot of sources on the Hill that provides him with his own source of intelligence. It's our good friend, John Gizzi, Newsmax chief White House correspondent, checking in from Newsmax Washington. John, is the report out now? And what is your take on it? Does the political dimension of this really exceed what can be gathered by that report?
That's a good way of putting it, JD. Let me just say there'll be no resolution with the report, but there will be retribution. Very simply, no one is going to be punished or brought up on trial because this was all done under executive orders known as the finding and signed by President George W. Bush on advice of legal counsel. There's nothing that can be done about it. President Bush has long insisted this was done to save lives. Now, what will happen is that there's going to be a lot of name coining and pointing about the morality of the actions, but no legal action. That's an entirely different issue, and it will be brought up that way. I might add, Barack Obama cannot win on this issue. He ran as someone who would end these techniques, oppose enhanced interrogation techniques, and he did so by executive order when he came in. He also refused to release the photographs of the interrogation techniques at Abu Ghraib, and he insists on pursuing enemies with drones. He can't make the Democratic left love him that much anymore.
But here is the curiosity of the equation at work. It does not appear the administration is speaking with one voice, because Secretary Kerry over at Foggy Bottom said, please don't release the report. Yet yesterday, and maybe you were at the press briefing, Josh Earnest says the president welcomes the release of this, quote, executive summary. Why the difference there between members of the same administration?
Well, this is getting to be something we in the White House press corps are used to, as you often saw with the pronouncements of the president and his own former Secretary of Defense, Chuck Hagel. Someone says one, and then someone says another within the administration. Yes, Josh Earnest welcomed release of the report and felt that the administration had nothing to hide because the president did end these practices. Secretary Kerry has thrown a monkey wrench into the process with his latest statement. All I can say is stay tuned on this one.
We all understand political theater, and there may be some merit to some of this report, yet is there any way the results or the findings in this report are worth the possible price of more unrest, problems with our allies, and encouraging the Islamo-fascists overseas?
If anyone is nervous about this report now, it is not any Americans, it's our friends and allies overseas who joined arms with us in the war on terror. And very much like the reports that were released by Mr. Assange in WikiLeaks, this is going to cause a lot of embarrassment to people, some of them very high up in governments abroad that helped us. I might add that a number of American allies in the war on terror are facing the voters at the ballot box quite soon, the United Kingdom being a case in point.
Well, apart from personal embarrassment, will there also be significant personal risk to those people, whether in office or in intelligence services of our allies?
Look, JD, you've seen the way ISIS and so many other international terrorists operate. We take one action, we have one name out, they'll strike and kill two. I fear that if this report comes out and names are named, while they're safe from action in their own country, they may not be safe from action and retribution abroad. I think this pattern speaks for itself.
Duly noted. White House correspondent John Gizzi, who covers the White House for Newsmax, who joins us from Newsmax Washington. Brother Gizzi, as always, we appreciate the updates you offer us, and we know you'll monitor the situation there in the Senate and also what is transpiring with the House trying to put together some sort of spending bill. John, thank you so much for your time.
We'll know all of that by Thursday, Jay.
We'll see. Hold you to it. You're going to know more when we come back from this break as America's Forum continues.